As dawn broke over Nyanga, Adia kissed Jaro and Kofi goodbye, her heart heavy with the weight of what lay ahead. Kofi held her close, his eyes filled with worry and love. Be safe, Adia. Trust your instincts. We will be waiting for you. With a final lingering embrace, Adia joined Zuri at the edge of the forest. The two women set off into the dense underbrush, the path before them obscured by mist and shadow. The forest was alive with the sounds of nature, but an undercurrent of tension ran through the air. As they walked, Zuri spoke in hushed tones. The elder's name is Mame. She is a wise woman who has lived in these woods for decades. If anyone can help us, it's her. Adia nodded, her thoughts consumed by the journey and the dangers that might await them. Hours passed, and the forest grew darker and more foreboding. Just as Adia began to doubt their path, Zuri pointed ahead. There, Mame's hut. A small thatched structure stood in a clearing, smoke curling from a chimney. As they approached, an elderly woman emerged, her eyes sharp and knowing. I have been expecting you, Mami said, her voice like the rustle of leaves. Adia and Zuri exchanged a glance before stepping forward. We seek your guidance, Mami, Adia said. We are in great danger. Mami gestured for them to enter her hut. Inside, the air was thick with the scent of herbs and incense. The walls were lined with shelves of jars, each filled with mysterious ingredients. Mami motioned for them to sit, then took her place across from them. You have stirred the spirit realm, Mami said, her gaze piercing. Such actions are not without consequence. Tell me everything. Adia recounted the events of the past weeks, her voice trembling as she spoke of the ritual, the spirit, and Kofi's intervention. Mame listened intently, her expression unreadable. When Adia finished, Mame nodded slowly. The spirit you encountered is powerful and vengeful. It will not rest until it has claimed its due, Mame said. But there may be a way to appease it without sacrificing your son. Adia's heart leaped with hope. What must we do? Mame rose and retrieved a small, intricately carved box from a high shelf. She opened it, revealing a collection of ancient talismans. These are protective charms crafted by my ancestors. They have the power to shield you from the spirit's wrath, but they require a personal sacrifice. Zuri's eyes widened. What kind of sacrifice? Mame looked at Adia, her gaze steady. A piece of your essence, your blood willingly given, will empower the charms. It is a painful process, but it will bind the spirit's anger and protect your family. Adia took a deep breath, her resolve hardening. I will do it. For Jaro and Kofi, I will do anything. Mame nodded, respect in her eyes. Very well. Prepare yourself. This will not be easy. The ritual began at sunset. Mame drew a circle on the ground with a mixture of herbs and ash, chanting softly as she walked. Adia sat in the center, her heart pounding. Zuri stood by, her expression a mix of fear and determination. Mame took a small ceremonial dagger and made a shallow cut on Adia's palm. As the blood welled up, Mame collected it in a bowl, mixing it with the herbs. The air grew thick with energy, and Adia felt a strange tingling sensation. Hold still, Mame instructed, placing the blood-soaked herbs on the talismans. She began to chant louder, her voice rising and falling in a hypnotic rhythm. The talismans glowed faintly, absorbing the mixture. Adia's vision blurred, the world around her spinning. She felt a deep connection to the earth, to the spirit realm, and to her family. As the ritual reached its peak, a wave of pain washed over her, but she gritted her teeth, focusing on Jaro's face. Finally, Mame's chanting ceased. and the talisman shimmered with a protective light. "It is done," she said, her voice gentle. "These charms will protect you and your family. Keep them close, and the spirits will be bound." Adia took the talismans, her hands trembling. "Thank you, Mame. How can we ever repay you?" Mame smiled, a hint of sadness in her eyes. "Live well and honor the balance of the world. That is all I ask." As Adia and Zuri made their way back to Nyanga, the forest seemed less menacing. The weight of their journey lifted. They arrived at Adia's home just before dawn, exhausted but triumphant. Kofi rushed to embrace Adia, relief flooding his face. "You did it. You're safe." Adia held him close, the talismans clutched tightly in her hand. "We are safe for now, but we must remain vigilant. The spirit is bound, but its presence still lingers." Life in Nyanga slowly returned to normal. The villagers, unaware of the danger that had been averted, Adia, Kofi, and Jaro lived under the protection of the talismans, their bonds stronger than ever. But something strange and unimaginable happened. Adia couldn't shake the feeling that the spirit shadow still loomed over them. She knew their journey was far from over, and that they would need to face the consequences of their actions in the days to come. Weeks passed, and the protective talisman seemed to hold the spirit's wrath at bay. Adia, Kofi, and Jaro went about their daily lives, but the memory of the ordeal lingered in their minds. Zuri, having learned the consequences of her actions, kept a low profile in the village, helping wherever she could to make amends. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the village, Adia felt a familiar chill in the air. The talismans, which had glowed faintly since the ritual, began to flicker. Her heart pounded as she realized the spirit's presence was returning. She gathered Kofi and Jaro, clutching the talismans tightly. "We need to go to Mame. Something is wrong." Kofi nodded, his face set in determination. They made their way through the darkening forest, the air growing colder with each step. As they reached Mame's hut, they found her waiting outside, her expression grave. "The spirit's anger is too strong," Mame said, her voice heavy with sorrow. "The talismans were a temporary solution. We must confront the spirit directly and offer it peace." Adia's heart sank. "How do we do that?" Mame led them to the same clearing where the original ritual had taken place. She began to prepare another circle, this time with more intricate symbols and stronger herbs. "We must call upon the spirit and make a final offering. It must be something of great value, willingly given." Adia's mind raced. What could they offer that would appease the spirit without endangering Jaro? She looked at Kofi, then at Mame. "What if we offer our bond, our love? It's the most valuable thing we have." Mame nodded slowly. "It might work. Love is a powerful force, and if you offer it with pure intentions, the spirit may accept." As Mame began to chant, Adia and Kofi stood in the center of the circle, holding Jaro between them. They closed their eyes and focused on their love for each other and their son, letting it flow through them. The air grew thick with energy, and a blinding light enveloped them. The spirit appeared, its form towering and menacing. "You summon me again. What do you offer?" Adia took a deep breath. "We offer our love, the bond that holds us together. We ask for peace and protection for our family." The spirit's eyes flickered, and it seemed to consider the offer. Moments stretched into what felt like an eternity. Finally, the spirit's form began to shift, becoming less menacing and more ethereal. "Your love is strong," the spirit said, its voice softer now. I accept your offering. Your family will be safe, but remember, the balance must always be honored." With those words, the spirit vanished, leaving the clearing bathed in a gentle, otherworldly light. The talismans glowed brightly once more, their power renewed. Adia and Kofi held each other tightly, tears of relief streaming down their faces. They returned to Nyanga, knowing that their bond had saved them. The villagers sensed a change, a newfound peace that settled over the community. Zuri too felt the shift and vowed to live a life of humility and service. As the years passed, Adia, Kofi, and Jaro thrived, their love growing stronger with each challenge they faced. The spirit's warning about the balance stayed with them, guiding their actions and reminding them of the power of love and sacrifice. In the end, they learned that true wealth lay not in material riches, but in the strength of their bond and the peace they had fought so hard to achieve. And so, in the heart of Nyanga, their story became a legend, a testament to the enduring power of love and the importance of honoring the delicate balance of the world.